name was so lonely, and so I avoided looking in his eyes. And I accidentally looked up, and we met eyes, and I just blurted out, "It's you." And his eyes filled with tears, and I said, "Where have you been?" He said, "I've been in a really dark place. I want to come home." And my eyes filled with tears, and he said, "Let's just enjoy our pizza and our time with our children. I sent you an email. When you get home, check it. Let's just enjoy our time." So I, stomach this Diet Dr. Pepper, and I eat my pizza, but I just can't get home fast enough. So I put the kids to bed, raced to my room, which was way too far down the hall, and closed the door, opened my laptop, and my husband proceeds to tell me a story of how for the last few years I've been pulling away from Jesus. And here's some of the things that you've done or that you do that hurt me. And when you pushed me away, this is where I went and what I did. And I don't want to be that guy. And I cannot promise you that we're going to stay married. But I don't want to get a divorce and say I didn't give it my all. I want to at least say I tried. So if there is any hope, call me when you finish reading this. And I slammed that laptop, and I got my cell phone, and I called him. And yes, my cell phone was dead, so I had to charge it before I called him. And he answered the phone, and I said, "Jeremy Lee, there is always hope." And he said, "Well, I'm not going to move back in right away." And I said, "Well, I'm not ready for you to anyway." And he said, "It's going to take a lot of counseling. It's going to take a lot of work." He said, "But there's a poem that talks about the road less traveled." He said, "I don't want to be that guy that took the easy route." He said, "Because I will look back and I will regret having at least not tried. So if there is any way you can forgive me." I said, "That's done. I forgive you. I don't forget. That's going to take time, but I forgive you. Do you forgive me?" And he said, "Yeah." And so we stayed separated in different places for months. And in May of that year, we held hands for the first time. And we started a journey slightly more aggressive to actually repairing, not just hanging out as a family and trying to repair what we had broken, but really giving it our all. And eventually I started wearing my wedding ring again, and eventually he moved back into the guest room. And eventually we said, "I love you," and eventually he moved back into our room. And on May 16th, 2013, we were on a date, and it was to celebrate 1 year of deciding to reconcile, because we've kind of come full circle. And he surprised me with a wedding and asked me to marry him all over again. And I tell the story in the book a lot more eloquently than I probably have time for right now, but literally blindfold comes off, and our 40 closest friends are sitting in the spot where we were originally engaged. And our pastor, and he said, "Let's just do this all over again." And you know what? One of the most powerful moments in that story is that I have 3 little munchkins, that God protected from all of that. It gave us the courage to be creative with the truth. We never told our children what Daddy did or what Mommy did or why Daddy's this or Mommy's this. And so Daddy's working on a project. That's why he lives at Pops and Nana's right now. And we didn't speak ill of each other. And so when I get to tell this story, I'm really partial to the little innocent kiddos out there that have parents that fight, and parents that are divorced, and parents that are maybe divorcing. Please get outside yourself enough to think of them, because their understanding of God, until they have a real thriving relationship with Him, their understanding of God is you. Are you forgiving? Are you patient? Are you gracious? Are you generous? Are you kind? Are you loving? Because that's what God is. And their identity is so much in you two. When you say that Daddy's a liar, subconsciously they're thinking, what part of me is that way? And so thankfully, our community and our counselor gave us that wisdom. That's not just something I made up. We had wisdom around us saying, do not talk bad about your husband in front of your babies. and until your divorce is absolutely inevitable, you don't tell them that you're getting a divorce. Fight for them. If for no one else, fight for them. And so we remarried, and I've spent the last year and a half not being that girl anymore that I just told you about. I don't want fame. I don't want fortune. It ruined me. And that doesn't mean it's going to ruin everybody, but it ruined me. I want to spend the rest of my life, with any chance that this is in front of me, to say that there is always hope, that God is bigger than you ever give him credit for. He is absolutely the God of the impossible. Forgiveness, that doesn't always change the relationship. It changes you. Forgiveness is not for the person that hurt you. It is for you. So I use it. Nothing's wasted with me. I'm redeeming. I've redeemed all of that. You don't have to live in regret of your past, because God doesn't waste it. He uses it. But it's you and I that miss out when we're living for us. But fortunately, it is never too late to start over and say, I want to begin again. And he goes, all right, jump in the party. I've been painting the picture all along. I wanted to use you on that one day. You were too selfish. That's okay. So I used another color, and I kept painting. But jump into the painting. Jump into the art, because you're a part of the story, and I love you, and I forgive you. He forgets. He actually can forget. And see us as new, white, clean, blank slates of beauty. And so this is my anthem. I wrote this song to say, I'm ready now to live for you and for you only. And I don't care about all that other stuff. I'm so thankful for what you did in my marriage, in my heart, in my home, in my children's lives. Because that day they walked around the corner dressed like a flower girl and 2 ring bearers. It made all the blood and the sweat and the tears and the pain worth it. Because they have a mommy and a daddy that are not just restored. We're madly in love. And I will never know what that impact is on them versus the latter. I will never know what the difference will look like. But I will never know, because of a God that can do exceedingly abundantly more than I could ask or imagine. So trust him. Just trust him. And if you don't know how else to pray in your life, just say his name. Because there's power in it. Just say Jesus. I don't know what else to say right now, but Jesus. He'll be there. So I'm probably over on time, but this is Lord, I'm ready now.